Yankees fans, this series could not have started with more tension. Game 1 against the Boston Red Sox is in the books, and now all the pressure is falling on New York as they fight to keep their season alive. When you talk about rivalries in sports, there are very few that carry the kind of weight that Yankees versus Red Sox brings to the table, especially in October. Every pitch feels heavier, every at-bat feels longer, and every managerial decision feels like it could tip the scale for an entire season. That is exactly what we witnessed in the opener. The story of this game, right from the jump, was pitching. Max Fried came in with all eyes on him, carrying the responsibility of being the ace in a moment when New York desperately needed stability. And let me tell you, he did not disappoint. From the very first inning, you could feel that his stuff was on point. He was locating pitches with confidence, mixing speeds, and most importantly, finding ways to get out of trouble when Boston started applying pressure. Fried's line tells you everything you need to know. 6 1/3 innings, no earned runs, only 4 hits allowed, 3 walks and 6 strikeouts. That is the kind of performance you dream about in a playoff game, especially against a lineup that has tormented the Yankees for years. He was calm, he was determined, and he showed why he deserves to be mentioned among the best arms in the league. On the other side, Garrett Crochet proved that the moment was not too big for him either. After giving up that early home run to Anthony Volpe, he locked in and pitched like a seasoned veteran despite being so new to this stage. His fastball was electric, his command sharp, and inning after inning he made the Yankees look uncomfortable at the plate. Lefties, righties, it did not matter. He shut them all down. That was the nightmare scenario many Yankees fans were worried about before the series even began. Crochet had the potential to completely take control, and he did exactly that. By the time his outing was over, New York hitters looked baffled, searching for answers they never found. The real drama, though, came in the 7th inning, when Aaron Boone made the decision that is still being debated by fans and analysts everywhere. Fried was at 102 pitches, but he had just gotten Jarren Duran out and looked like he still had enough in the tank to keep going. Instead of trusting his ace to push through, Boone went to the bullpen and handed the ball to Luke Weaver. In the cruel way baseball works sometimes, that move backfired immediately. Weaver gave up the go-ahead runs, and the Yankees never found a way to respond. You could feel the air being sucked out of Yankee Stadium in that moment. The crowd knew it. The players knew it. And you could almost see Fried's frustration from the dugout. He later admitted that he still had energy left and was prepared to do whatever the team needed from him. That is what makes the decision sting even more. When your ace tells you he had enough in the tank, when his line shows he was still holding Boston scoreless, how do you not give him one more batter? Especially in a game of this magnitude, against your biggest rival, with the season essentially on the line. Boone defended his choice after the game, saying Boston had been putting runners on base in the middle innings and that he felt Fried was laboring more than it looked. He believed the bullpen was lined up to take over and that it was the right time to make the switch. But this is where the frustration comes from. In the postseason, especially against the Red Sox, you ride your ace until there is nothing left. 102 pitches is not outrageous in October. Not when the pitcher is still producing results, and not when the alternative is handing the ball to a reliever who has been shaky in big spots before. What makes it worse is the timing of the failure. The Yankees had their opportunities earlier in the game, particularly in the first inning and then again in the 9th. With the bases loaded, 0 outs, and Aaron Judge already on base, this team had a golden chance to flip the game in their favor. But once again, the clutch hit never came. Facing Aroldis Chapman, the Yankees came up empty, leaving runners stranded and letting Boston walk out with a win they probably should not have had. Those missed chances hurt just as much as the pitching decision. You cannot leave runs on the table in the postseason, not against a team that has consistently found ways to beat you in October for the past 2 decades. The numbers tell the story of this rivalry all too well. Boston has now won 9 of the last 10 playoff meetings against New York, and every single time, it feels like the Red Sox are the ones who know how to seize the moment. Whether it is their pitchers stepping up or their hitters coming through when it matters most, they have repeatedly shown the ability to handle the pressure, while the Yankees keep coming up short. That is the part that stings the most for the fan base. Watching your rival celebrate in your own stadium never gets easier, and it has become a painful pattern in recent years. Now, heading into Game 2, the Yankees have no margin for error. Carlos Rodon takes the mound, and this is the moment where he has to pitch like the ace the team believed he would be when they brought him in. This is not just another start. This is the season on the line. If Rodon cannot deliver, there may not be a Game 3. He has to be sharp, he has to be composed, and he has to show that he can carry this team in a way Fry did in Game 1. The leash has to be longer, the trust has to be higher, and the mentality has to be that there is no tomorrow. For the hitters, the challenge is equally clear. They cannot afford to look as lost as they did against Crochet. Brian Bello will be on the mound for Boston, and while he does not have the same overpowering stuff, he has had success pitching in Yankee Stadium before. Alex Cora even pointed that out after Game 1, saying how comfortable Bello feels in the Bronx. That kind of comment should light a fire under New York. This is their house, their fans, their chance to remind everyone why Yankee Stadium is supposed to be intimidating. If Boston is walking in here saying they enjoy pitching in this ballpark, then something has gone very wrong. The Yankees need Judge, they need Goldschmidt, they need Volpe, and everyone else in that lineup to wake up. Situational hitting has been a weakness all year, but this is the time to erase those doubts. The bats cannot go silent again. The pressure is enormous, but if you're going to wear the pinstripes, these are the moments you're supposed to embrace. Heading into Game 2, the stakes could not be higher for the Yankees. After the frustration and heartbreak of Game 1, there is no room for mistakes, no room for hesitation, and absolutely no room for letting Boston feel comfortable in Yankee Stadium. The pressure is palpable. The tension in the locker room can almost be felt through the screen, and every player knows that this is a do-or-die moment. Carlos Rodon, taking the mound for New York, carries the weight of not only the pitching staff but the entire series. This is his chance to prove that he can perform in October in the spotlight against one of the league's most challenging lineups. The Red Sox, on the other hand, will come in confident. Garrett Crochet showed in Game 1 that he can dominate, and now the momentum is theirs. The psychological edge, even just a little, is in Boston's favor, and that is something the Yankees cannot ignore. Rodon's approach has to be precise, methodical, and fearless. He cannot shy away from the moments when the game hangs in the balance. Every fastball, every slider, every changeup has to be executed with intent. But pitching is only one side of the coin. The Yankees' offense has to respond in kind. They cannot allow the same scenario from Game 1 to repeat itself. Runners left on base, opportunities squandered, chances wasted. The combination of Rodon on the mound and the offense firing is the only way New York can climb back into this series. Judge, Goldschmidt, Volpe, and all the hitters in the lineup must be locked in mentally. Situational hitting, making the pitcher work for every out, forcing Boston to make mistakes. These are the areas that need to improve. The Red Sox pitching staff is capable, but they are not invincible. If the Yankees can find a way to put pressure on every inning, they can tilt this series back in their favor. Aaron Boone also has to make the right decisions, something that was heavily scrutinized after Game 1. There is no room for second-guessing in the playoffs. Trusting your ace is not optional. It is mandatory. Max Fried's performance should have been the blueprint for how to manage a high-leverage game. One more batter, one more inning, and the team might have walked away with a completely different result. Boone will have to navigate the bullpen carefully, ensuring that any move he makes enhances the team's chance to win rather than creating unnecessary risk. The postseason is unforgiving, and any misstep is magnified when the margin for error is so small. As the game progresses, every at-bat will carry enormous significance. A leadoff walk, a well-timed single, a clutch home run. These small moments will have the potential to shift momentum completely. The Yankees cannot wait for the perfect pitch or the perfect scenario. They have to manufacture runs, apply constant pressure, and capitalize on every opportunity. Boston will be looking to quiet the crowd, to impose their will, and to continue the trend of postseason dominance over New York. The fans, the energy in Yankee Stadium, and the weight of history all play a role in this, and the Yankees need to use every ounce of that energy to their advantage. One of the most fascinating aspects of this matchup is the contrast in pitching styles. Rodon has to match Boston's aggressiveness with poise and intelligence. He cannot rely solely on velocity. He has to mix pitches, exploit hitters' weaknesses, and maintain focus through long innings. At the same time, the bullpen has to be ready to step in at a moment's notice, but only when truly necessary. You cannot yank your starter too early. You cannot overmanage and risk the same kind of breakdown that cost Game 1. Each decision has to be precise, measured, and informed by what the players on the field are doing in real time. Offensively, New York has to remember that hitting is about timing, about patience, and about exploiting mistakes. Crochet may have shut them down in Game 1, but that does not mean the team cannot adjust. The key is to stay disciplined, work the count, force the pitcher to make pitches, and then capitalize when he leaves something over the plate. Every hit, every walk, every productive out matters far more than it does in the regular season. In October, these small advantages add up, and the team that can take those moments and turn them into runs will come out ahead. Beyond just the individual performances, the Yankees must channel the collective energy of the locker room. Postseason baseball is as much about mental fortitude as it is about skill. Players must shake off the mistakes of the previous night, forget the frustration of missed opportunities, and enter the field with a laser focus on what is in front of them. This is the challenge of October baseball. Pressure, intensity, and the knowledge that every single pitch could change the trajectory of the series. Looking ahead, if the Yankees can take Game 2, they force a decisive Game 3 that will be a must-win scenario, and suddenly the momentum shifts entirely. If they fail, the Red Sox will walk away with not only the series advantage, but a psychological edge that is difficult to overcome. The importance of Game 2 cannot be overstated. Every pitch, every swing, every decision will have consequences that ripple through the rest of the postseason. The fans in Yankee Stadium know it. The players on the field know it. And the league is watching. The mental challenge is as significant as the physical one. After Game 1, the narrative could have gone either way. But New York now has the chance to silence critics, prove their resilience, and remind everyone why they are the New York Yankees. They have the talent, they have the experience, and they have the history. All that remains is execution. Carlos Rodon must set the tone on the mound. The offense must respond in clutch moments, and the bullpen has to be ready for the inevitable situations that arise in high-stakes baseball. It is a delicate balance, but that is what makes October baseball so compelling. The beauty and brutality of this sport collide in moments like these. Rivalries, pressure, history, and talent all converge in a single series, and every game becomes a story unto itself. Game 2 is not just another matchup. It is a crucible, a test of character, and a measuring stick for everyone involved. From the first pitch to the final out, the Yankees must operate with precision, intensity, and unwavering belief. The Red Sox will push back, they will challenge, and they will make New York earn every single run. It is a battle of wills, and the team that can maintain focus, capitalize on opportunities, and execute flawlessly will come out on top. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. In a move that has sent shockwaves through the Bronx, whispers are growing louder that Anthony Volpe, one of the Yankees' brightest young stars, may be packing his bags sooner than anyone expected. Sources close to the team suggest that Volpe has quietly signaled his intention to leave the Yankees, sparking a flurry of speculation about where the prodigious shortstop might land next. Volpe, who has dazzled fans with his electrifying plays and sharp batting, has been seen as a cornerstone of the Yankees' future. Yet, murmurs from insiders hint at possible friction behind the scenes, a mix of contract negotiations, playing time debates, and perhaps even personal ambitions that are steering the 21-year-old phenom toward uncharted territory. While the Yankees have remained tight-lipped, those in the know suggest that the organization is bracing for the possibility of a major shakeup. The rumor mill is abuzz with potential suitors, ranging from contending American League teams looking to bolster their infield to daring National League franchises willing to make a bold move for the talented shortstop. Industry insiders speculate that a blockbuster trade or even a free agency surprise could be on the horizon, though nothing has been confirmed. Fans on social media are already divided. Some express heartbreak at the thought of Volpe in another uniform, while others hint at excitement for the player to carve his own path outside of the pinstripes. Analysts are quick to note that Volpe's departure would mark a significant turning point for the Yankees. His blend of youthful energy, clutch hitting, and defensive prowess has been integral to New York's recent campaigns. Should the rumors prove true, the front office will face immense pressure to fill the void, either through a high-profile trade, a savvy prospect, or a combination of both. Meanwhile, Volpe himself remains enigmatic, leaving the public to speculate whether the reports are the beginning of a sensational chapter in baseball lore, or simply a fleeting whisper that will dissipate as quickly as it emerged. One thing is certain: all eyes are on Anthony Volpe, and the coming weeks could redefine not only his career, but the Yankees' trajectory for seasons to come. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.